Labonte jumped to the lead when green was waved, but spectators would only see Patty's number 47 make one lap. Engine failure caused a last-place finish. There were 6 lead changes among 5 drivers, but Darrell Waltrip took the lead for the final time on lap 42 and led until the checkered on lap 74. Labonte was second, about 9.5 seconds behind Darrell. Earnhardt followed in third.
Restart coming, 4 laps to go. Will this be the restart that decides it in Portland? Myatt Snider inside lane to his left. A.J. Allmendinger, who's going to win the first ever Xfinity race at Portland International Raceway? We are green once again.
Myatt Snider got a good jump there. Looks like he's going to have an open entry to get it into turn 1.
Yeah, he made a big commitment to make sure that he gets inside AJ. It's going to be interesting to see what AJ... able to get it straight up. It's going to be interesting to see what AJ does when we get over here into the slower section of what line Myatt chooses to run. You see AJ is doing the exact same thing. Oh, a little bit of contact, not too bad.
AJ muscled him. Can he make the pass?
Yeah, he's in the best position, I think, being on the inside. But this turn is critical, this turn 7, because that's what sets you up for that run down the backstretch. We've seen a lot of passes into turn 9.
I'm really surprised that Myatt left that line open for AJ, knowing that's how he got the lead the first time. We see AJ being really protective to the inside there, into the wet.
Super defensive line by AJ right there, and either trying to cool his tires or just thought that's where the most grip was going to be. And you see, though, he got a great launch off turn 7. It doesn't look like Myatt's going to be able to challenge him into this final turn 10.
It was like AJ said, let him go and get the lead on the restart from the preferred inside lane, and then I'll run him down. And that's exactly what AJ's been able to do here.
I'll be honest, Myatt Snider's doing a great job keeping up with AJ here. You would think once AJ gets to the lead, he just checks out, but Myatt hangs with him. AJ was aggressive getting that lead there.
Great racing. I mean, AJ, he got into it, but they're just racing hard. Didn't wipe him out, didn't shove him off the racetrack. And I agree. I mean, Myatt Snider's doing a great job just hanging with him.
3 laps to go.
A lot of times when we see people pull out like that on the straightaway, they're trying to break the air. You watch the Indianapolis 500 or a race like that, but right now AJ needs to keep these tires cool. I think the track is actually drying up more and quicker than they expected during this run.
So Austin Hill get by Josh Berry. That was for 3rd. He's in that 21 for Richard Childress Racing. Hill was 2nd earlier this season on the road course in Austin, Texas. Look at J.J. Yaley back there in the 6th position.
That's those slick tires hanging
indeed.
on. Might come back to life here if this thing keeps drying out.
Ty Gibbs has worked his way up to 7th. Junior Motorsports, 3 cars in the top 10 today. A.J. Allmendinger had to go to the back, told us that after he qualified 10th yesterday, said we ought to make a bunch of changes to this car. They made him. He was off track multiple times, went a lap down. I mean, they just could not find it. But once he did, he has rallied back to the front, and now he'll be leading this thing with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, and AJ's using a lot more track, as we saw through turns 10, 11, 12, than what Myatt was behind him. And it looks like he's actually a little bit slower in that section of the racetrack. You see Myatt braking, getting a little bit loose on the entry there, getting all they can out of it. But man, the car that I've got my eye on is the 21. Austin Hill has come. He's got a little bit fresher tires than what the 2 in front of him do, and he's been the quickest cars on the track the last 2 laps that we've got to run green.
The fact that he went to the rear in the midst of all that chaos and came out the other side and is working his way back to 3rd is so impressive. He's done a great job all day. From start to finish, he's been in the top 3. Him and Sheldon Creed were up there early on. Sheldon got crashed. Ty Gibbs was in front of him. He got crashed. Now, Austin has been one of the only drivers to be in the top 3 or top 5 the majority of the day.
Hey, Ryan Sieg was top 10 on the restart and in position to have a really good day after back-to-back DNFs, but he has fallen outside the top 10, so they obviously had a problem.
See a little wheel hop there from J.J. Yaley as Ty Gibbs looks to get that position away.
Coming back to the white flag. And that's what AJ wants, because he knows once he gets the white flag, the next flag will end it here in Portland. And this is a great race for 6th.
He better get there in a hurry, because these guys are all trying to wreck right now. J.J. Yaley trying to hold off Gibbs and Allgaier.
Gibbs a little 2 for 1 there. Goes from 8th to 6th. Here comes AJ. 1 lap remaining in Portland. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Guys, if I saw this rundown at the end of the race, I'd believe it. It looks pretty good. A.J. Allmendinger, maybe Myatt Snider's a surprise. But how we got here has been incredible. This has been the wildest race I've watched in a long time.
I can't wait to hear AJ's comments when he gets out of this car, because he has had such an up and down day. We talked about it multiple times off the track, and I got lapped at one point in the race. Ty Gibbs lapped AJ Allmendinger,
Right.
who's leading this race right now. But you know what? Never give up, and we know how good, Adam, that he is on tracks just like this.
Is that what you were saying at the beginning of the show?
I told you guys.
Yeah,
I
right.
did. I've told you guys numerous
Adam,
times.
we had it from the beginning.
That Allmendinger was the guy.
I won't say I wrote him off, but early on I had some major concerns
I bet
about
you did.
this 16.
Major. Myatt Snider's still right there, y'all. He's a second back. I mean, AJ's got to stay on his game to the finish here.
And it looks like the rain has picked up just a little bit on that section of the racetrack. You see it got a little bit dark. The cars are starting to slide around just a little bit more. When you're the leader, you're trying to be a little bit conservative. Myatt Snider, though, has nothing to lose. Obviously, he wants to have a good points day, but it's really all about winning.
Well, and this second place might feel like a win for this team today. This is a big turnaround for them.
Incredible ride for the 16, who turns 10, 11, and 12 for the final time. The Dinger has done it again. From the back to the front, A.J. Allmendinger wins the first Xfinity race at Portland International Raceway.
What a day.
Yeah, no kidding, what a day. Long day for all these guys.
All right, AJ, just kind of cruise it right around, push it about 90%.
He's good to go. He's got 3 seconds. Don't lock him up. Don't miss a gear. What good's a lead if you don't use it?
Just go through your checklist items. Be a good points day for him, of course. The way that Hill battled back and got those points, there's a bunch of front runners that you'll see later in the year. And days like today where you cash in on stage points and a good solid finish, it's
a
like,
happy day.
Oh, yeah.
First 4 races of the year in the Xfinity Series, we had 4 different winners. Last week, Ty Gibbs becomes the first repeat victor. But looking to make it 5 out of 6 today is A.J. Allmendinger. Looks for his first checkered flag of the season. And this is turn 11.
I can't stress how good AJ is enough. Not only does he have speed, but he cycled himself to the back after they won the first stage and went through the field, and look at this car. Not a mark on it. Not a mark on it. He went through the whole field and didn't hurt his race car. So he's got racing knowledge and speed. That's why he wins these things.
And we talked to him on the radio, and we said, what's your game plan? And he's like, I just got to protect this car. I got to work my way back through. And you do it methodically, and you do it with a calculated type of effort. And that's what we're seeing here today.
It's one of the guys you'll be racing tomorrow in the Cup race. Double duty for AJ.
Good luck for me, huh?
I'm going to look for him in my mirror. You know.
yeah.
Solid execution off turn 15. We've got carousel now. 16, 17, 18. There's like a quadruple apex through here to the right.
He was running full-time in Cup, had won there. Started to hear the R word, retirement. Then he's running part-time for Matt Collig. He said, I'll go full-time in the Xfinity Series, and he's making the most of it. Championship 4 last year, and he's about to get his first win of 2022. He's the best on road courses. This is his 7th career road course victory. A.J. Allmendinger does it at Circuit of the Americas.
All right, all right, all right.
And now the question becomes, can the 22 run down the 54?
It's going to be tough. We saw earlier on a short run how good that 54 was.
He's fired up. I think that was Austin. He's ready to get going in there.
Well, I was hoping it wasn't Ty.
Ooh, yeah, he's trying to outbreak him here.
Ty can't get relaxed here. He doesn't have that rabbit like we talked about out there.
Yeah.
Austin's coming, man. In 1 second, you're 9/10 of a second and shrinking. This is going to be something.
1 lap to go, and the next flag will end it. Should the caution come out, this race would be over. Cindric gaining ground, 0.8 of a second behind as they hit the infield. Work turns 2 and 3.
Before, this is where Ty was really good, breaking into the inner loop here.
These things just are never over till they're over. I tell you, man, you look at the Clash, you look at the 9 and the 12. There was a pretty decent gap between them at one point, and it closed up a lot. As that second place car has nothing to lose into these heavy braking zones, is going to try to get everything they possibly can get.
If Austin can stay close to the second horseshoe here, he might have a chance. He's really good up onto the banking and into that backstretch bus stop.
He's running out of opportunities. The advantage back out to a 2.5 seconds for Ty Gibbs. Out of the infield and back onto the high banks.
That's a pretty big gap there. He actually legged Cindric through there. You look at the gap now, 1.6 seconds. There's Coach. You think he's nervous right now?
I can see a pulse rate monitor on him. It's probably more than Ty's.
Imagine watching your grandchild out there on the big track doing this. What a amazing feeling that must be.
He's checking boxes, getting through all the challenging portions of this race course.
Cindric getting it all through there, hitting the turtles on the exit.
He did.
And now turns 13 and 14. The front stretch chicane for Ty Gibbs. His grandfather is a legend. And at 18 years old, he's going to win in his first career start. Here's Ty Gibbs, a victor at Daytona.
Calm and cool. Unbelievable.
AJ's going to have to run low here. Briscoe trying to make it 3 wide. Going to outbrake him. He's committed.
Hard on the brakes. He takes the lead away. Here comes the 16 back on the outside.
Oh, he just ran him through the grass. They got Cindric on the outside of him. That was an incredible move. This race is not over, though.
Smoking the right side there was Briscoe.
Allmendinger's not happy with that move. I can promise you.
More contact at the 22. Here comes the 9. Gregson's trying to move up to second.
22 may have an issue.
22, a lot of damage to the right front.
And he's working that car back and forth, trying to see if he's got all 4 tires up. Oh, the 16 off the track.
He's going to take second away. A.J. Allmendinger falls back to third. Now Justin Haley takes that spot away.
And as this battle rages, the 98 of Briscoe has now a 10-car length lead coming to the white flag.
Bring it home. The words coming through the radio for Chase Briscoe. The first ever running of the Xfinity Series on the road course at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and the Indiana boy is going to win it.
NASCAR Xfinity Series racing here on your home of motorsport. Let's get ready to go. Alex Tagliani, Regan Smith. We hit the repeat and re-roll. Let's go again at Mid-Ohio.
See, Regan knew where that line was, and he wasn't going to try to go before that, able to stay side by side, but no. Tagliani, what a great move right there.
Look at Ty Dillon in the 3. Draws alongside Chris Buescher. Now, Buescher will have the better line in the run-up to 2. Let's keep it all together, boys. Look at that yellow car a little further back. Dylan Lupton. Nice work in the 25, so this is a little more orderly. No craziness here, and it's a drag race down the back between Chris Buescher and championship contender Ty Dillon.
Yeah, Buescher's going to have the preferred line now as they get down to turn 4 here.
Just 24 points between these two drivers for first and second in the championship, and this is a great one from Dillon. He's brought great form into this round of the championship, and he's continuing it, showing that he can cut it on road courses. It was a top 5 result for the 3. last week at Watkins Glen. Bubba Wallace, Jeremy Clements going side by side through turn 6.
It looked like Jeremy Clements is going to make that pass stick.
Chris Buescher is not pleased about losing that spot, and look at him rough tie Dylan up. Just a couple of taps to get him off balance.
In your tracks, half back.
Yeah, this is a part of the course that there's really not passing opportunities, but you can use that bumper and make passing opportunities if you choose to do that. Looks like that's what Chris Buescher is trying to do.
Less than 5 miles to run. Less than 5 miles between here and a victory for Alex Tagliani and Team Penske.
And what Alex is hoping right here is that everybody plays nice until they can get back around. He wants to see that white flag.
Oh, Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher had a little bit of wheel hop there. And that 60 Ford Mustang was sideways up into the keyhole. It was a good save.
You're way better than him. Let's go.
Are we going to see some last lap desperation moves? Here's Suarez working his way back into the top 10. He and Ben Rhodes go side by side, and Rhodes is hanging tough. Boy, this 18-year-old has been impressive.
Boy, he really has done a great job.
On your left. He's on your left.
Through turn 6.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Lee, just what Ben Rhodes needed to do here today, though. He's been competitive. He had a little excursion off the track a little bit, but he's completing all the laps and getting some great experience.
Ryan Sieg and Jeremy Clements. You don't often see side by side through turn 9. That's a tight spot. Chase Elliott's making things interesting here for Chris Buescher. Meanwhile, they've lost touch with the top 2. It's all down to Alex Tagliani and Regan Smith with 1 to go. The white is out.
Yeah, that's the flag that he was looking for, because if something happens now, this race would be over if NASCAR threw the caution. So that's the one that Tagliani won. Now he's just got to complete these 13 corners.
Final time, the run up the hill. Look at the shenanigans going on in the background. Chris Buescher has to take that defensive inside line to keep the man who's only 24 points behind him in the championship away. Chase Elliott round the outside, out of the keyhole. Now it's a drag race between these two guys, Ford and Chevrolet, Buescher and Elliott.
Chase Elliott's been able to outbrake a lot of people down into this corner. Let's see if he can do it on that outside. Regan Smith right on the bumper of Tagliani, though.
If Buescher can hang tough here, this will be difficult for Chase Elliott. However, that being said, you can stay there and get the run up to turn 5, and that's what Elliott's done. Now Buescher will have the better and preferred line down into turn 6. Terrific driving from 2 super talented young drivers.
Oh, well, I did not think it was possible to go too wide through as many corners, but look at Regan Smith trying to get to the bumper here.
This is not over yet. Nobody's giving this race to Alex Tagliani. Most importantly, Regan Smith. He felt he was robbed of a good result last weekend. He knows he was robbed of a good result last weekend at Watkins Glen. And this... Oh, one last-ditched effort as he gives it to Alex Tagliani.
Oh, he knocks him out of the way.
He sent Alex Tagliani wide. Regan Smith right on the second last corner will win Mid-Ohio. A little bit of short track racing on a road course. And the 7 will drive to victory lane.
How about that move? What a great last lap by Regan Smith.
White flag for Kyle Busch.
White flag. 8/10 to the lead. 8/10.
Ambrose has got 2.5 miles to get there. Carl Edwards trying to make a move. Can he get by for 3rd spot, or does he risk it here on the final lap?
Well, it looks like Scott Pruitt is just barely holding on for dear life right now, because Carl Edwards is just all over him again. Can't seem to shake him.
Kyle Busch trying to go for 3 wins in a row in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. What a talent this kid is from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Jerry told us he didn't put any effort into this. He just showed up. He loves racing cars. And this 20 car, it's just been a fantastic car every time. Any driver gets in this car. This Dave Rogers is an incredible crew chief.
The 40 car locked up the brakes, getting in the corner, and the 60 car's all over him right now.
Yeah, Carl Edwards trying to get by. Almost had a shot on the inside of Scott Pruitt, dragging that rear bumper cover. Final time to the S's, and Pruitt now pulls Edwards by about 4 car lengths.
Exit of turn 6. Just a final turn before they get to 7, which brings you right to the start-finish line, guys.
Turn 7, wide open, Kyle Busch. His second trip to Mexico. And the kid from Las Vegas, Nevada will become the fourth different winner for NASCAR's Nationwide Series in Mexico. Ambrose finishes second.
You boys are awesome. Thank you. You guys are so awesome.
Scott Pruitt will get third. Carl Edwards fourth. Patrick Carpentier fifth. Flynn Boyer sixth. Scott Wimmer seventh. Brad Keselowski eighth. Mike Bliss ninth. And Stephen Wallace 10th.
Kyle Busch in Mexico City, boys. That's what I'm talking about.
David's to second, but the problem is the gap that you see up to Clint Boyer. That's a second and a half. And he's only got less than 8 laps to go here this time by. Still, best finish of the season by far for David Green. Well, how about this guy Clint Boyer here, Wally, huh? Picked up his first win back in June. And you talk about a command performance today. Boyer has led 146 of the 242 laps that we have run so far. Dominant so far.
Car's been good. Very good all day. And he's been at the right spot all day, too. That's up front.
Won the pole at the opening run of the race up to lap 96. And just after the restart.
Wow. As they're bouncing off each other pretty hard right now. Truex and Yaley bouncing off each other, getting off of turn 2. And here we go.
A little 3 wide.
Kenny Wallace is going to pick up 2 spots on that one. Well, let's see if he can hang on to it.
Yeah. Yes, he will.
Good racing right there.
Hey, David Green is closing quickly on Clint Boyer. He is closing quickly. He's cut that deficit in half in a couple laps, Waller. This is going to be close. Yeah. The rate he's closing, it's going to be tight at the checkers. Look at it. That's half what it was a minute ago.
Well, he's 0.2 of a second faster that lap.
And 0.8 of a second behind with 5 laps to go.
It's going to be pretty close. Meanwhile, these two guys are going at it. Yaley and Truex.
And that'll be for 4th and 5th now instead of for 2nd that it was.
Wow, Truex is in the dirt up there.
Yaley's not giving him much room, is he? Not that he should.
Nope. 5 or 6 laps to go. The give and take decreases.
Steve Grisham's car pulling down low in turn number 2, showing smoke. He's trying to turn it off the racetrack, so the race finishes under green. Nice sportsmanship there on the part of Mr. Grisham toward the fans. And now 3 laps to go. David Green make it 5 car lengths in closing on Clint Boyer.
Going to be tight.
This is going to be close.
Fortunately for Boyer, there's really no traffic in front of him. Wow, look at the 27 car just make up all that ground getting into the corner. I'm telling you, that car gets in better than anybody out there right now.
Here he comes for the race lead, coming to 2 laps to go.
Wow, that is strong.
Side by side.
Don't see any problem. As good as this car has been getting into the corner. Ooh, pinching. That could be trouble.
Doing all he can to try and protect the win. Lap cars ahead. Johnny Sauter back out of the garage in front of the leaders. They'll be coming to the white flag. David Green rides hard.
Wow.
And by for the lead, coming to the white flag. Fans on their feet here in Colorado Springs. 1 lap to go for David Green. What a rally. Boyer's trying to get to him if he can. But that is not going to work. In fact, Boyer had to jump out of the gas there, try to drive it hard off of 2, and David Green got away.
Maybe David didn't show him everything this time.
It's been a long time since David Green's won a race. October 2003, Kansas City, but he's done it in Colorado Springs today. David Green leads only 2 laps on the day, the last 2. And he's the winner at Pikes Peak.
Good stuff.
Here it is. Will it be the final restart today at Road America? Michael McDowell in the restart zone now. Hits the gas. Suarez is with him. Marks and Gone behind, looking for a place to go. Allgaier getting squirrely. He wants by. And Suarez cannot match Michael McDowell through turn 1. Marks will try to take second.
Yeah, that's the key right there. Can Justin Marks get to second? He's the one that's shown enough speed here today to keep up with Michael McDowell.
And which line does Brendan Gaughan choose? And there is contact. There's a spin. Eric Jones keeps it going. Remember, they've got about 4 turns till they get to the 7th. And the overtime line.
Turn 5, 3 wide right here.
For the lead. No, for second. McDowell still has it. Heavy braking, contact.
What a move by Brendan Gaughan. Can he make the corner?
He's going to do it, but Suarez with a crossover will try to get back.
Up the hill. That's what you need to do right there. 2 by 2 behind you.
Into second. They're out of 6. They will cross this little right-hand bend, and then they'll get to the overtime line. We haven't seen the caution. And there it is. The leader is across. Now they'll come back to 1 to go. If the caution doesn't come out, Brendan Poole with an aggressive move.
Yeah, Brendan Gaughan all over the bumper of Michael McDowell, though.
Contact between Marks and Owen Kelly. It's on now. Brendan Gaughan trying to chase down McDowell.
Okay, where can he figure that he can get to his bumper, put enough pressure to make Michael McDowell possibly make enough of a mistake right here to get to the inside of him?
Through the kink, down to Canada corner. Heavy braking zone coming up. Brendan backing off just a little bit. Great rolling speed right there by Michael McDowell. Gives him a little bit more of a gap over second place. Through the final corner, coming to 1 to go.
Brendan Gaughan doing everything that he can to get there and see if he can make a move on this final lap.
This is the Credit One Bank. 1 to go. McDowell now several car lengths over Brendan Gaughan. Suarez now getting heat from Brendan Poole. Who knew?
Brendan Poole with those fresher tires also. He's made the most of those. He was sitting outside the top 10 2 restarts ago. Done a great job to get himself up to the 4th spot.
Little contact back here. Ryan Reed going for more. Marks getting contact from Kelly. They're off in the sand trap. Can they keep it rolling? Coming to the checkers, though.
Yeah, I think even with him stuck there, that NASCAR will allow this. That's a long way away from the start-finish line. NASCAR's going to let this play out if they can. Brendan Gaughan right there once again.
Closing in on Michael McDowell down in turn 5. Good exit for both. Up the hill, hard lander. Hard left-hander in 6.
Dowell's going to have to be perfect right here. You don't want to give Brendan Gaughan the opportunity to get to your rear bumper or quarter panel in this situation.
Don't let him think he has a shot, but Brendan thinks he does. Looks to the inside. McDowell shuts the door. Remember, everyone's a little tight on fuel as well. With the pickups in the fuel cell, pick up everything.
Brendan Gaughan needs to hang with him if he can. Michael McDowell doing a great job through the carousel right here, getting off that corner.
A lot of speed through there. Nice exit. Both very brave through the kink. Using the runoff on the exit. And down to Canada corner one final time.
Another high braking area here. See if Brendan Gaughan, this is where he lost some time last time. Michael McDowell really smooth through this part.
Both just on the edge of adhesion there. You hear the tires chirping. Getting all they can. 2 corners left for McDowell.
Get him in 14.
That is 14 there. Will McDowell hit it well? He does. He's not going to get him. Michael McDowell, a bridesmaid so many times, will be the winner today at Road America. A Lots of action behind them as they race to the checkers, trying to get all they can. Scott Heckert around in the 15.
Coming up on overtime, 2 laps to go from the Charlotte Roval. Overtime presented by Credit One Bank. Into turn 1, a lot better start for Chase Briscoe, but here comes the 16 again. AJ Allmendinger with a great turn, and now the 98 goes around.
Hold her down here, hold her down here. Got her.
Briscoe around. He'll wait for the field to go by. Allmendinger out front. Now Daniel Hemrick running second. Gregson third. Alex LeVay is fourth.
Away, man. No mistakes. No mistakes.
8 almost goes around Hemrick.
Well, it's pouring again now, guys. It hasn't rained this hard for a while.
Yeah, the track is completely soaked. Lots of standing water.
And I'd say when the rain was this heavy earlier, I believe the 9 had the most pace of anyone in the field. Can he find enough to close in these last 5 or 6 car lengths? Oh,
he missed the corner.
That's Gregson in the 9. He's running second.
Is it fair to say we've said he's missed the corner more with Noah than anybody else?
Oh, man.
He is pushed.
Well, we talked about the restart, the 98. Jeff, you mentioned it, the inside lane. I don't know if the water or just aggressive on the throttle, but he lost control, giving the lead to the 16.
To the backstretch chicane. The 8 has closed the gap as well. Coming up on the final lap. And now the 9 pulling away from Hemrick.
AJ had a big moment running the bottom. Had to get out of the gas in the middle of NASCAR 3 and 4.
He's going to see the white flag here. One more time around for AJ Allmendinger.
Okay, give me a deep breath here. Give me a deep breath. One more good one, man.
On
No
a dry
pressure.
Roval,
No
I would say this is AJ Allmendinger's race. Pouring down rain, nothing is guaranteed.
A couple cars missing the final chicane. Myatt Snyder, the 51. Clements.
Gregson sideways as he goes through 1.
You hope the spotter's telling you the gap right now. Let AJ Allmendinger know how much room he has.
That's a great point, Steve.
20 car lengths, right? 20 car lengths. Don't make your own mistake. Make him catch you.
Yeah, the truth is you may not can see them, right? I mean, look at these conditions. You may not even know where that car is.
Into 5. The gap still 6 car lengths. AJ Allmendinger in front. Looking for his second win of 2020.
Oh, Noah's going to miss the corner big time. Barely got a turn there.
AJ clean through that turn. Now through 9 and 10 for the final time.
I'll give it clean enough, Rick.
There's the gap. Here comes the 8 also. Don't forget about Daniel Hemrick back there. One mistake. We've seen it out of Chase Briscoe. Bit slow through the turn there for AJ Allmendinger. Gregson, Hemrick, second and third. One more time.
Back, no mistakes.
Through the front chicane for AJ Allmendinger. The gap is closed
the
up.
8. The 8 slid the rears.
The 16, AJ Allmendinger, will win at the Charlotte Roval.
3 to go. Austin Dillon's the fastest among these 3 the last few laps, but it's not by enough to get him up there and challenge.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm watching Joey Logano through turns 3 and 4. Remember earlier in the race, he was all the way out at the wall searching for any grip he could find, especially after they changed just the right side tires earlier on his car in a pit stop. Now he's right down on that white line.
Yeah, that lap was significant. About a 10th and a half that he was beaten by Sam Hornish. Now that's enough time that he could get there, right, at making up that kind of difference. Hornish has moved up. He goes back to the bottom here, trying to get a little more gain. Looks like he's lost the nose a little bit right there.
It's running out of time. White flag is up. We are in the final lap at Chicagoland. The Penske teammates, 1 and 2, Logano and Hornish. Dillon solidly in third for the Nationwide Insurance Dash for Cash bonus. Now who wins the race? Cornish trying to get a run at Logano. He does not have much time. The busman's holiday for Joey Logano pays off just like he wanted it to. Checkered flag and Chicagoland win for Joey Logano and Penske Racing.
It's going to be a 5-lap shootout. We'll see who has the best restart here. The 54 again, Ty Gibbs, the 19-year-old. He's subbing for Kurt Busch tomorrow in the Cup Series race, but wants to get another win. It would be his 6th win of the 2022 season if he can beat William Byron. The restart so important. Byron on the inside, Gibbs on the outside, back up through the gears to go. A great restart for Gibbs. We'll see if he can make it work. To the inside, the 17 goes up the racetrack. He goes, and the 54 has to go very high now.
Almost all the top 10 is off the course. They're 3 wide for third as everybody's jostling for real estate. Ty Gibbs is slipping in the corner. Byron goes wide to accommodate. They lean on each other in turn 4. Side by side for the lead. Larson thinks for a moment 3 wide of the backstretch.
Larson's going to push this 17 of Byron down into the braking zone. Here comes Ty Gibbs side by side. There's going to be contact. Both cars go spinning. Both cars are spinning out of the lead. Larson goes through AJ. Sammy Smith into third. Kaz Grala now in 4th position. Now A.J. Allmendinger trying to take the fight to Larson. Larson did not think his car was good enough to win this race. He now has to change gears and go try to make it happen against Sammy Smith. His crew chief just said he had the best car on the racetrack. He's sitting there in third. What can he make happen?
Now a gift been handed to Kyle Larson. He's up front. A.J. Allmendinger very hungry. 4 laps to go now from the Glen. Sammy Smith looking for his first ever win running in the 3rd spot. But it is Larson up front.
Impressive up through the S's. 2 wide for the 17 and the 54. And now we see the 54 live at the bottom is backwards again. And then right here into the bus stop. You just know 2 wide, very difficult. The 54 drives it in and just gets loose and takes the 17 with him. Larson comes through, thank you, he says, and he takes the position.
And William Byron spun Ty Gibbs out over here in turn 6. Both of them, at the back of the field, but William Byron expressing his displeasure. Back up front, Larson, AJ, Smith, Grala. Great run for the Grala team. Had to repair the left front of that car, and he's back. Larson knows, slides up the racetrack a little bit, but gets a pretty good exit here, heading to you, Jeff. A.J. Allmendinger finds himself to the front of almost every one of these races. Just so good, so methodical. He's got to beat a Cup champion today to make it happen. The window open for these guys when the 2 leaders spun to the bus stop. Who can take advantage of it?
A.J. Allmendinger putting all the pressure he can right now on Kyle Larson. 3 laps to go. 3 more times around here at the Glen. He peeks to the inside just to let Larson know he is right there. They are closing in on the final 2 laps of this race.
Objects in Kyle Larson's mirror are definitely closer than they appear. Here comes AJ. That's Allmendinger in the 2nd spot. You got Larson leading, and Sammy Smith is hoping for another leader tangle. Right now, the exit turn number 4. Larson is in control, but A.J. Allmendinger staying with him stride for stride.
Larson and A.J. pushing these cars beyond the limit, sliding all over the place up to the S's. Larson's been here before. Lost at Road America late in that race. Was under pressure there. He just needs to gain a little bit more time between him and the 16 to fall into a place to where he can run in rhythm. Now he's got to play a little bit of defense, though, because Sammy Smith has closed that gap. Kaz Grala has gotten up to 4th. So A.J. just can't chip it in there. He's got to pay really close attention not to make a mistake, because now Sammy Smith is there. It kind of changes the game a little bit for A.J.
It's become a 3-car battle for the lead as Sammy Smith has thrown that 18 into the mix as well. Just in front of him, A.J. Allmendinger, the best it's ever been in the Xfinity Series on road courses, still holding on to 2nd, but they're all chasing. Kyle Larson out in front.
3-driver breakaway for the lead and the win at Watkins Glen. You got Kyle Larson in the 88,
You got A.J. Allmendinger in the 16. You got Sammy Smith in the 18. And they're slowly creeping away from 4th on back. Here they come now, up through the S's, clearing turn 4. Seems like the separation between 1st and 2nd is stabilized.
Going to have to be mistake-free here. Lap and a half to go. AJ really drives it deep, able to close in a little bit. Maintains that gap, closing even further. Lost a little bit right there in the carousel. Accelerates, trying to accelerate. You see the car really not taking the throttle as he moves around the back end.
He closed a little bit of that gap. Now he's got to try to outbrake. Good job braking into turn 6. Can he carry that momentum into 7? He did. He's closed this gap. Most of it's been under braking. See if he can do it into 7 right there. A little bit of an advantage for Larson.
2 car lengths separate the top 2. 1 lap to go. Presented by Credit One Bank. Kyle Larson has never won a road course race in the Xfinity Series. Can he change that statistic today? A.J. Allmendinger, he's won more than any other driver in the Xfinity Series.
Final time out of 1. Final time up to the S's. Larson looks in the rearview mirror. They're lined up. He's got to be perfect for this last less than 2.5 miles. He'll cross turns 2, 3, and 4, and still keep them all in the rearview mirror. Kyle Larson, the man in command right now.
AJ is there. He's in striking distance. Trying to close even further. Both drivers really pushing hard. Look at Larson. Sideways. AJ sideways down into the carousel. Only a car length separates the 2 leaders. Larson trying to get out of this corner better. Wants to look at the mirror and see himself driving away from the 16.
Is there an opportunity right here for Allmendinger to overbrake, drive into turn 6, get into the back of Larson? Can't quite get there. See the car wiggling around. Did everything he could. One more opportunity for him into 7. Larson's able to drive away from him.
Kyle Larson, after making some changes to the car, had to start in the back. He goes all the way to the front, and Kyle Larson's going to win at the Glen.
Nice work. Appreciate it.
It's overtime, brought to you by Credit One Bank.
There we go. Up through the gears. Looks like Custer is jacked up by Reddick. Rear tires on the ground almost. Brushes the wall a little bit from Reddick. Cars down to the inside. Did you see that one coming?
Here comes Reddick. Crossover move. He takes the lead in turn 1. Look at that.
The move.
That dive. I love that.
That was, I mean, it was like the right timing. It was like Cole was looking in the mirror and Reddick just carved out of there and completely surprised him. Lost his momentum a little bit off one, but now he's going to block. And now Custer's got to deal with cars behind him. Huge switch.
Remember, Reddick came down, got those 2 tires. That might be the difference.
It was, right? Fresh left sides. It's amazing what that'll do. Or it's just Reddick is manhandling that thing. Wow.
He is after the beast.
He's doing it.
Coming back to the white flag. Once we see that, the next flag will enter. Whether it's the caution or the checkers. 1 to go here at Pocono.
Love the way they're trying to break the draft, trying to make sure that they don't get any extra speed. Look at that. Reddick, he lost track of where he was going down into turn 1. Brushed the right side up against the wall. Easy there, buddy. He is on it, man. He has been after it today. Look at this.
What about that call by Randall Burnett to bring that car to pit road? Love that.
And he still didn't get that clean exit off of 1, and Custer's got to run at him through the tunnel turn, through the tough bumps. Custer's at least giving himself a chance at it. What do we got here? They're going to drive down into 3. Custer could just go after his rear bumper. That's what I'd just go after his rear bumper.
1 last chance for Cole Custer.
Oh, he's sideways.
Reddick on the track.
He's got the
inside.
Take it, Adam.
Custer to the inside of Reddick. He takes over the lead, and he's going to get the checkered flag. Cole Custer wins it at Pocono.
Oh, we got a great battle going. Yeah, let's go back up front because this is where it's really getting good. Again, more lap traffic. Derek Cope, and it looks like Sorensen is better at 3 and 4, and Kevin's better in 1 and 2.
Both of these drivers are using every inch of the racetrack on the exit and getting awfully close to that wall.
Cope gives plenty of room. The gap is 0.4 of a second. 3 laps to go, Vince Welch.
Well, the 33 team knows that the 32 is closing. They just came on the radio to Kevin Harvick, and they said, if you've got any more, we got to have it now. He's coming. Let's see if Harvick's got any more.
Does the two-tire strategy pay dividends for Kevin Harvick? He is hanging on, but the lead is dwindling. That's the view from Harvick's car.
Yeah, the good thing for Kevin Harvick right now is he should not encounter any more lap traffic in these last 2 laps.
Yeah, but the bad news is Reed Sorensen is saying, I want to win. It has been quite a while since Sorensen has been to victory in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. We've documented.
Frame of mind. Kevin Harvick has been in this situation enough that I think that that's going to be the difference.
Yeah, that's who I wouldn't mind having that bulldog in my seat all the time.
Exactly.
He knows how to get the job done out front.
White flag this time by. One more circuit on this 1.3-mile track. There's Keselowski going underneath Carl Edwards. That is for 5th position.
That means a lot. Send a little message. Hey, you're going to have to race me to win this championship this year. That's 5 points right there.
Meanwhile, up front, it is the 33 of Kevin Harvick, finishing 2nd last night in the Camping World Truck Series race. He comes out of turn number 4, and the two-tire strategy wins here at Nashville for Kevin Harvick, and a closing Reed Sorensen right behind. Kyle Busch 3rd, Justin Allgaier, and Brad Keselowski round out the top 5.
But the last restart was exciting. Hang on for this one as they get ready to finish this one off here in Gateway tonight. Brad Keselowski, Carl Edwards bringing it to green, watching the flag, but now keeping their eye on that restart zone. Keselowski stands in the gas. Carl's with him as they cross the start-finish line.
Carl did a good job. He's maintaining there. He needs to do that if he's got any chance.
He's got to keep that high side going right now.
That was a great restart with Keselowski. He really came through the gearbox good.
Look at Brad. He tries to drift to the high side. Carl fights back. It's not over yet.
I thought he hadn't cleared.
Look just how close it is. Does Carl dive in on the outside? He's got to do it. Does he maintain that spot? Keselowski holds him off. Carl with the advantage coming off the corner.
Keselowski got a little bit loose getting into 3.
White flag.
Shades of Atlanta for Carl's first cup win.
Right on your bumper. White flag.
To the outside, but he's got one more lap to deal with Brad Keselowski. Keselowski fights back on the inside.
Whatever happens now, this race.
Touch. Keselowski gets into Edwards. They save it. Drag race down the backstretch now.
That's that half car length I was talking about. They both survived it. Let's see what happens in turn 3.
Reed Sorensen waiting in the wings. Here's Keselowski on the inside. Carl Edwards, can he make it stick on the outside? Brad thought he had the best car all night. Took the inside line on the restart. This is going to be down to the wire. Oh, touch! He spun out. Carl gets into Keselowski. Carl Edwards will win.
That's it. Checker flag. Superstar, man. You are the man. He deserves it. Good job.
I just hope Keselowski's okay here. That was a hard hit, guys.
That was ugly. Wreck behind you. Just slow it down.
Ugly.
Slow it down. There's a big wreck here.
Big contact on Keselowski as the other cars racing to the finish came to the line. And Keselowski got spun around hard.
Started, it didn't take Tommy Houston long to get by Hamilton. Patty Moise brought out caution number 15 and then teamed up with Jimmy Hensley for the 16th and final caution of what was beginning to be a long night. With 11 laps of racing left, Bobby Hamilton and Elton Sawyer battled for second, but no one could catch Tommy Houston as he picked up his 3rd win of 1990.
Martin's definitely coming. He's closed down the inside of 7/10 of a second, or about 5 car lengths.
Bobby Hamilton Jr. just in front of Martin Truex Jr. 6 laps to go.
Martin was about 0.13 of a second faster that lap than Bobby Hamilton, so got a lot of traffic. You saw about 4 cars. These drivers will catch in about a lap or 2, so traffic could play a role in the outcome of this race.
The Marines team watching anxiously. They see the gap that their driver has lost to Martin Truex Jr. 5 laps to go.
There's an interesting observer, Martin Truex Sr., watching his son try to run down Bobby Hamilton Jr. Remember, getting to him is one thing. This is a very difficult racetrack to pass on, so getting by him could be something else.
The chance to number 8, Martin Truex Jr. trying to reel in the Marines. Number 25 of Bobby Hamilton Jr.
You saw how rough the racetrack was right up against the wall. Martin was as far up as he could get to try to get a good angle into the dogleg. Gained about 2 car lengths, it looks like.
That time by, they ran almost identical lap times. And so Bobby Hamilton Jr. looks as though he's getting up on the wheel with 3 laps of racing to go.
Have not quite caught those slow cars. Actually, Jeff Purvis is one of those slow cars. He's the last car on the lead lap. Currently running in the 17th position. There they are exiting turn number 2.
That was Bobby Hamilton's Jr. shouting words of encouragement to her husband.
Martin got a great run off that corner there, but so did Bobby. 2 laps to go.
Martin Truex Jr., Bobby Hamilton Jr. Here they come to lap traffic.
What a big break for Bobby Jr. to be able to catch that lap car, Mark Green, on the back straightaway. Mark moved over to the outside. Bobby drove by on the inside. Did not cost him any time whatsoever.
White flag comes out for Bobby Hamilton Jr.
He's got some cars too wide right in front of Jeff Purvis, the 1 car. He's right on his bumper.
Here comes Martin Truex Jr. on the outside. They're in lap traffic. Bobby Hamilton Jr. on the inside. It's a drag race down the backstretch. They come into turn number 3. Bobby Hamilton Jr. moves to the outside. Here comes Martin Truex Jr. as they come out of 4. And Martin Truex Jr. will take the checkered flag at Nazareth.
What a terrific finish. Bobby Jr. drove in that corner a little bit too hard, slid up the racetrack into the lap car, and allowed Martin Truex to drive by for win number 4.
Unbelievable finish in the Busch Series. Martin Truex Jr. claiming the victory, his 4th of the season.
I think you got to look at the experience of these guys. Austin Hill, we believe, is one of the better restrictor plate superspeedway racers. Josh Berry doesn't have a lot of experience at these racetracks. Maybe doesn't know how to put a run together or create a run or present an opportunity for himself to make that happen.
Down the backstretch as they go by Brennan Poole. It's Austin Hill, Josh Berry, Ryan Truex, Daniel Hemrick, Tyler Reddick, the top 5. Out of 4, 1 lap to go. Presented by Credit One Bank.
Flag, 3/4 1.
To the bottom of the racetrack for 3rd place.
Hemrick tries to make the run. Now Berry does the same. He's got to check up. He goes up high.
Down the back straightaway, side by side for 2nd.
It's going to be a huge run to the back on the top.
1.5 here. 8's going to be closest to you on entry. Still
Will there be enough momentum? Austin Hill right on the double white line. Can he win in Georgia? Austin Hill holds him off. He wins.
Dominate that thing.
Jerry, he is outrunning Kyle Busch 3/10 like Andy said. He's reeling him in big time.
He's going to get there.
Look at him flying on the top of that racetrack.
The 29 car, Jeff Burton, was frustrated about what happened at California. His car faded in the final laps. He said, this will not happen to me today. It is 4 car lengths. It is 3 car lengths. As the white flag waves, they have 1 lap. Can Jeff Burton get there?
Well, he's not fading now. Jeff Burton is right there.
It's a car length. It's a half a car length.
He's making his ground on the top side of the racetrack as soon as he goes to the top. Wide open on the top of the track. It's going to be a drag race right to the end.
Here goes Burton on the high side. Busch makes the block out of turn 4. Burton squeezes high. They are door to door. Jeff Burton takes the win, and Kyle Busch slams the wall on the outside.
Unbelievable. You saw the 29 of Jeff Burton.
Of laps.
Best race on the track is for third. Here comes Parsons. Looking low on Nemechek, whose car's been loose a good bit of the day. He's got enough room. Opens the door. Terry Labonte says thank you. Moves right in there.
Curtis Markham tucking in there very tight. He's trying to take the inside. Nemechek's in trouble right now. He's on the outside of the track as Curtis Markham tries to get by him.
And Green is there for the lead. He's right up against the back bumper now of Bobby Labonte. Between turns 3 and 4, he's stout in the middle of the corner. But Labonte has straightaway speed. Starter holds the white flag. That's as close as David Green has been these last couple of laps. 1 lap to go.
Does he have anything, Mike?
Trouble, turn 4. Around goes Larry Pearson. All the way around. He grabs a gear and goes. We're going to race to the checker.
Yes, the track is clear as they come towards the checkered flag.
Labonte into turn 3. David Green comes right up. All but touches Labonte. Comes off the corner, and Bobby Labonte to win it.
Good race, good race. Phil Parsons, great job finishing third.
99 laps in the books, 1 lap to go. Presented by Credit One Bank. Can Allgaier hold them off one more time?
Into turn 1, final time here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Justin Allgaier scampers away by 2 car lengths. Here's Tyler Reddick. He is poised, he's in position, and he is ready to pounce. The question is, has he fallen back too much? They're on the back stretch for the final time.
I don't know if he has the help right now. He's definitely going to get the run, but it might just be too little, too late for Tyler Reddick. He gains on Justin Allgaier down into turn 3. Makes a move to the inside. He's not able to get there. Coming to you, Jeff.
Yeah, just not enough help from behind for Reddick to get that run. I think if Allgaier has a good, clean corner here, it's going to be very hard for the 9 of Reddick to get there by the start-finish line. It's just not enough racetrack left.
2 car lengths separate the top 2. Justin Allgaier looking for his very first win at the Brickyard. Allgaier will win in Indy.
But keep your eyes on the front 2 because of the dash for cash. Neither one is going to lift. Coming out of 4, pace car is in. And hold your breath because Brad slows him down and then gets on the gas, and he's first across the line. But Kyle is right there with him. But again, going into 1. It's a lot closer this time than the last. Leffler right behind, but again, Keselowski clears by turn 2.
Bring it around. I don't believe he has anything for him unless he misses his marks and gets the thing real loose. He's trying on the inside.
This time by, the white flag will be out. Brad Keselowski, 3/4 of a mile away from 75,000 big ones. Kyle Busch right behind him. Down the backstretch for the last time. Does Kyle have anything left that he can get underneath? They go into 3. Nobody else is going to contend for this. Hang on. Coming through 4. It is. Oh, and he turns him. He gets into him, but boy, he recovers and Keselowski wins.
Unbelievable. He held on to that thing. That 75 was almost going down the drain right then, but he held on to it.
What a finish. $75,000 bonus from Nationwide for Brad Keselowski as he picks up his 6th win in his 101st start, but none bigger than this.
That'll come 16 cars only on the lead lap. And Lyndon Amick, great run for Lyndon Amick in the South Carolina Tourism car. Pontiac in 16th spot, car number 35. There's Bobby Labonte being shown as the leader. 8 career Busch Series wins for Bobby Labonte. His first start in 1998. Tony Stewart normally drives the 44 car. As you heard Benny tell you earlier, you see the move there for position. That is Trickle making a move inside of Elliott Sadler. That is for 4th spot with 5 laps to go. Tony Stewart out in Phoenix to run the Pep Boys Indy Racing League race tomorrow on ABC.
And with 5 laps to go, Mark Martin is on pit road as we see McLaughlin and Robert Presley. Last week at Nashville, it was almost similar to this, but it was for the lead. Today, it's a battle for the 8th spot.
Oh, what a great war these 2 waged last week, as you said, Benny, at the short track in Nashville, Tennessee. Labonte at 152 miles an hour. That time by Burton, Kenseth, Trickle, and Elliott Sadler. Blaze Alexander making a move.
Clear all around you.
Blaze Alexander was a lap down. Remember, he got the lap back and has now fought his way up to the 13th position. Just getting off Jones.
Okay, there are the leaders coming by. That's a whole group of cars that are battling for position with 3 laps to go. Wondering if that lap traffic could have an impact on this finish.
With 3 laps to go, if the pack in front of them really start to race hard, they'll be a factor. Because as fast as Bobby and as Jeff are running, then they'll catch him pretty quick. Bobby's really good by himself on a clear racetrack. In traffic, he has to check up, and it just depends on how the traffic plays out. We saw it work to Bobby's advantage last week, or 2 weeks ago in the Winston Cup race when he caught Dale Jarrett in traffic and passed him. It could work to his disadvantage today.
Nick Trickle is taking 3rd spot as you watch this battle of the front 2 cars. Trickle, who finished 3rd in both Busch Series events at Darlington last year. There are the leaders, Labonte and Burton.
And right in front of the leaders with 1 lap to go, we got some guys that's fighting for position. Kevin Grubb, Buckshot Jones, Lyndon Amy. White flag is out.
Final lap at Darlington, the Diamond Hill Plywood 200 about to be history. Jeff Burton is dominating the day, but it is the Pontiac of Bobby Labonte running up on slower traffic.
Might be what Jeff Burton, exactly what he's looking for. But Labonte goes to the inside. It really blocks Burton's way.
It's down to just a drag race coming out of turn 4 here.
Kevin Grubb on the outside and turn 4. Will it be Bobby Labonte, Jeff Burton? They are close together. Only a half a car length, and Bobby Labonte will take the win. Battle back in the pack for position. This is for 8th spot, McLaughlin and Robert Presley.
With Noah Gragson out front as the leader, that puts Allgaier back out of the championship 4.
And Sam Mayer, he's like, man, I got no right front fender. I'm still in this thing. I'm on the 2nd row.
We know how good cars drive with no right front fender. He's got an advantage.
So you're saying I've got a chance?
Absolutely. I'm not saying this is the last overtime.
We'll try again. It'll be 2 to go when they get to the line. Gragson with a great restart. Now the 22 up to 2nd. One more time around for Gragson when they get to the line.
Noah's got to get that car back to the bottom of the racetrack. Cannot show Austin Cindric the inside lane.
Sam Mayer to the inside for 3rd, the 18 car.
Cindric mentioned how badly he wanted a grandfather clock. What will he do in 3 and 4? Up the racetrack goes Noah Gragson. Here comes Cindric to the inside. It's a drag race. Cindric and Gregson's going to win.
Flag, hell yeah, dude. Yes! Yes! Thank you, guys.
Sam Hornish Jr. trying to get 4th from Elliott Sadler. Nice run for the 12. And right behind them, Sadler's rival for the championship, Ricky Stenhouse. Remember, they were only 4 points apart starting the night. Finish ahead of them, you're gaining points.
Yeah, Sadler was right there. Looked like he was going to take over that 3rd spot from Kevin Harvick, but his car's gone away here in the last few laps.
Yep.
Kurt Busch in heavy traffic now. Yeah, this is going to get really interesting right now. You got to make the right moves right here and hope that somebody gives you a break.
Well, but the heavy traffic also, it might allow Denny to catch him, but it limits his room to pass him. You know?
Let him get to that bumper, though.
Yeah.
It might open up a door somewhere that he wasn't expecting it also.
Jason Bowles bails out. Leaves the leader's room.
Outside.
Nice move there by the 81.
Good drive off right here by Hamlin.
3 to go. 3 outside 01. Clear.
This is going to be close.
Rotate that line straight off. Outside.
Right here's where Denny Hamlin is so good getting back to the throttle.
Oh, man.
see Kurt Busch driving it in a little bit further, but Hamlin able to get the drive off and close that gap.
Okay, it's just the two of them now. No traffic.
Come into the white flag. Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin.
Oh, he got him loose right there.
Inside. Just hit your mark. White flag. One more. One more. You guys got nothing out back.
How rough will it get? Can Kurt hang with him? Joe Gibbs Racing's 18 with Denny Hamlin, Kurt Busch in brother Kyle's 54. Here they come to the checkered flag. Who's it gonna be? Hamlin sliding it sideways. Give it to Kurt Busch. Woo!
What a race.
What a finish.
You got to go with whoever's got the strong hand when they get up beside each other.
It'll be 4 laps to go this time. Earnhardt closes to within 1 car length at turn 3.
That right there is where he's been able to move in. He can gain on him in 3 and 4, and he usually loses a little bit of ground to him in 1 and 2. These last few laps, we'll just have to see if he can do anything with him.
Schrader's there. Gordon pulls him down the front straightaway toward turn number 1. No, he doesn't have to give him the bottom line at all. Never mind.
You don't give anybody anything with 5 to go, I don't guess.
No, Gordon had enough at the end of the straightaway to drop right in line in front of Schrader. Kenny will have to try it one more time. 3 laps to go this time. Here's Earnhardt.
Boy, now when they got down in that corner, Nemechek's car pushed out in the center of the corner a little bit. But his car is so good right here. He's been able to make up a lot of difference right here on this track. This is about the closest run Earnhardt's had at him up off of this corner. Nemechek's car hung the back out a little bit off that corner.
It'll be 2 to go this time.
Dale takes back out and takes a look at that wide line one more time. See Nemechek's car. He has been that. Oh, there we go.
Uh-oh. And off they come off the corner side by side. And I've got to wonder if Dale didn't lift right there because Joe got himself squared away.
It looked like he said, got into him and says, man, let's regroup, do this thing over again. But
yep.
They definitely got together getting in that corner. But Nemechek's car hadn't been that high all day. He was out a little bit further than he'd been all day long.
And look at Nemechek.
Right back on the outside.
With the motor.
Good little racer coming right here, I'm telling you.
They're nose to tail, nip and tuck again. Well, in track and field, they call this the bell lap. They ring the bell at 1 lap to go. And that's the dinner bell. Here they come.
Earnhardt back on the inside. White flag's out. This is the last lap.
That would have been a dead heat.
Would have been now right here before Nemechek was able to get away from him, pull him down this back straightaway. See if he can do it again.
Back straightaway, Earnhardt pulls away. Nemechek's going to be right with him entering turn 3.
It's going to be right to the wire, I'm telling you.
Nemechek up high, Earnhardt down lower. He's been strong, scoots away. Now, does Nemechek have the power, and can he get it down?
Off of this corner is where Nemechek's really made a run. Here he comes to the wire. He's going to beat him to the line.
He's going to win it. Joe Nemechek picks up the victory, win 2, and for 4th place behind Todd Bodine, Jeff Gordon holds off Kenny Schrader and Bobby Labonte.
This crowd at Myrtle Beach Speedway is not using their seats anymore. They are standing up. No telling what will happen. We've had a wild afternoon here on TNN Motorsports.
I can tell you that catching Jimmy Spencer will be easier than passing him.
I'd rather take a bone away from a junkyard dog. 10 laps to go. Jimmy Spencer out front. Bobby Labonte and Kenny Wallace slowly slipping back. They're running out of time. If they've got an ace to pull off the bottom of the deck, they better do it in a hurry.
Yeah, they're running out of laps, but I tell you, anything can happen on a short track. One slip and they're buying.
2 weeks ago, the fat lady was whimpering up to give a few notes for Jimmy Spencer, and when he crashed, he's probably starting to do a little bit of vocal stretching right now, but still waiting to sing here on the checkered flag, which will come in 8 laps.
I got news for you. Bobby Labonte knows it. Look at him come right back up on Spencer.
Bobby Labonte, as they work around Bobby Dotter's 08 car, Jeff Green in car number 16. Bobby Labonte starts to close in. He told me one time, buddy, he prides himself on being able to gain 1 or 2 positions in the closing laps just by getting up there and gritting his teeth and climbing on that steering wheel.
Well, we'll see if he's telling you the truth. He don't need but 1.
Bobby Labonte and Jimmy Spencer battling in the closing stages of the Carolina Pride Budweiser 250. Live TNN action coming from the Myrtle Beach Speedway. There is Labonte. He reaches the back bumper of Jimmy Spencer's car. Across the stripe, 6 laps to go.
Man, what a race. Look at this.
There's Kenny Wallace climbing back into the fray.
Spencer's being real careful right now, but Bobby Labonte is actually running a little bit faster in the corners than Jimmy is.
Labonte just a tad lower. Flashing across the start-finish line. Once again, 245 down, 5 to go. Trying to work by that slower car. Spencer uses it as a pick. That's the Richard Lassiter car. Oh,
look at Tracy Leslie. He's running near on all of them now.
4 cars battling for the lead with 4 laps to go. Jimmy Spencer, Bobby Labonte, Kenny Wallace, and Tracy Leslie.
Wow, I'm going to tell you what, Tracy Leslie is the fastest car on the racetrack right now, but I'm afraid he's going to run out of laps.
As they scoot across the stripe this time, 3 laps to go. Jimmy Spencer came from 3 laps down to hold the lead with 3 laps to go. Right now, he's got his fingernails on the cliff, and he's holding on for dear life.
This is white knuckle time here, and you hope the guys behind you are not going to turn you around.
Bobby Labonte once again reaches the back bumper of Jimmy Spencer. 2 laps to go.
The lap car may come into play here.
Down the back straightaway, the Dirt Devil in-car camera, Kenny Wallace in third. Out of turn 4, the white flag will come out for Jimmy Spencer. He's trying to hold off Bobby Labonte and Kenny Wallace. This is for all the marbles in the Carolina Pride Budweiser 250. Spencer slides up the racetrack. Labonte taps him just a bit. They're on the straightaway in the backstretch for the final time. Labonte now looks to the outside.
Going on the outside.
Spencer tries to ride him up the racetrack, down to the stripe.
Hey, all right.
Spencer wins by 3/4 of a car length, and his crew, as you might expect, goes crazy on pit road. Labonte nicked the wall in turn 1. As he crossed the start-finish line, a valiant effort at the end. Bobby Labonte suckering Jimmy Spencer. I'm going inside, and when it came down, he went for the outside, didn't make it. But they're very happy. Jimmy Spencer wins the race today, the 35-year-old out of Berwick, Pennsylvania. It's his 5th career BGN win, his first since 1989. That last victory came right here at Myrtle Beach Speedway.
And Keller has dropped back. It's a 2-car race.
Yeah, I thought Keller might get up there and really be the spoiler, but he seems to be really pushing bad up off the corner now. It's funny how these cars will do. They'll be driving perfectly, and all of a sudden they start doing something they haven't done all day, pushing, get loose, whatever.
3 to go when they come back to the line.
They're catching the car, the 74 car, lap car of Chad Little here.
He's looking up top, and he's 2 back. Looking up top, and he's 2 back. Here's a 74. 3 more laps, Ken. 3 more laps.
Man, this is when you really are. Your heart's pounding. Your hands are sweating. You know you can't make a mistake. You got that guy right on your back bumper. You got to drive hard, but you can't overdrive.
And Kenseth is there. He could be close enough to loosen up Green in this corner, and when they come around, it'll be just 2 laps to go.
He can't drive it in. He drives it in that deep. He pays the price off the corner, Darrell.
It helps him a little bit, but he can't make the pass doing that.
It puts him late getting back to the throttle.
It pushes up the track all the way up to the top, and while he's up there messing around, Green's in the throttle going on.
A lap and a half to go.
I believe these lap cars If they'll just move over out of these guys'
That's a good line right there off the corner, buddy. A lot of traffic now.
Now this is going to hurt. Here's the 7 car right down where Green likes to run, and there's a bunch of cars up ahead.
Looking outside.
Kenseth, though, taking the long way around.
Here's Dale Jr.
Come on, slow car on the bottom.
Got the white flag.
All clear.
Last lap.
He's gonna make a dive. Kenseth's gonna go into turn 3 for all.
He gets all the way on him. He's on him.
Green got a wheel
Right there with you now. He's right with you.
Too low. Everybody's moving over. There's Dale Jr. moving out of the way. Now that slow car, the 25. Kenseth's going to take it on the outside. He's going to try to get a run on him, go up to the top.
But he stays on the bottom. Dale's trying to get him loose. He's all the way on his rear bumper. On the white line. He got him loose.
Hug him up. He's looking inside. Looking inside.
Man, wow.
Matt Kenseth did everything but turn Jeff Green around. And Green gets the checkered flag and his second win of the year.
Race car is off. Coming to the Geico restart zone, maybe one last time. They've got to get to the overtime line. Ryan Prix fires off the 20, trying to win at Iowa. Brian Scott now looking down to the inside of the 3 car. Benjamin clears him. Prix, Benjamin, Scott running out front. Wow. Benjamin with a little bit of contact all over Ryan Prix. They make it to the overtime line. Coming back to the start-finish line for the white flag. Kyle Benjamin with a nose ahead. Who will have it at the stripe? Prix will have it. White flag is out. 1 lap remaining in Iowa.
I'm going to tell you, Ryan Prix and Kyle Benjamin have put on an exhibition here of how 2 young drivers should race each other. This is phenomenal. Benjamin got a great restart. Ryan Prix fired off perfect. Great run by these guys.
Ryan Prix said, fate will tell me if I meant to do this at a bigger level. Fate has decided. Ryan Prix is going to win at Iowa.
Biffle is 3rd, Keselowski 4th, Vickers 5th, and Brian Scott is in 6th. That's the top 3 rows. Green flag is back out, and we are going to find out who's going to win at California. Whoa, look at them diving underneath. Ruderman way off the pace. Everybody gets around him.
Biffle trying the inside. Okay, he's got into him. He's got the lead.
He loosened him up, and now he's going down low. And there goes Joey getting shuffled. The last time Joey led over 100 laps, he ended up losing the race. Could it happen again?
Well, Biffle's got a mirror full of Kyle Busch right now.
And here comes Keselowski. Remember, Dodge hasn't won a race since 2007. The white flag, this time by.
Kyle Busch to the high side here. Biffle shuts the door on him.
1 lap remaining. 2 miles here.
Man, I'm telling you, that 18 is up underneath Greg Biffle at start-finish line.
It looks like it's going to be a shootout between these 2. Down into turn 2. Kyle on the low side. Biffle drifts up high. Here comes Busch. Right behind him, the 22 of Keselowski. He's trying to get in the mix.
Though. The 22 could have a shot here also. These guys side by side.
Joey Logano trying to get back. Here he goes, down low. Can he hold it? Through the turn 3 area, through 4. Look out, 4 cars going to be dicing for it, heading for the stripe. What a finish. Will it be Biffle? Will it be Busch? Going for the wire. It is going to be a spinning Logano, and the win goes to Busch.
What do you know, boys?
Holy cow, what a
What
finish.
do you know?
Woo! My goodness.
Let's see what Shaw can do, if anything. Boy, he had an idea, didn't he?
I think that was his last. No, he's
going on the flat.
Oh, man.
He gets a bite off of there.
That's for the win. Randy LaJoie ahead of Dale Shaw.
Randy needs to protect that. You know, if it happens again, Randy's got to get down there.
Regardless of what happens, what a run for Dale Shaw.
Got to protect that, Randy.
There you see 7th place behind them. Joe Bessie, Jason Keller, Dennis Setzer, all of that battle ongoing. Kevin LePage, the 88. That is for 7th, but in the lead now. It is Shaw trying to catch Randy LaJoie. 2 laps to go. Dale Shaw now has caught LaJoie off turn 2.
Randy's got to get...
Holy
He's got to get down there. If he slows down 2 mile an hour, he's got to get to the bottom.
White flag, 4/10 of a mile to go. Dillon and Setzer spin. Meanwhile, the leaders are on the backstretch, coming to the win. That's for the lead and for the victory. Last lap. Shaw, LaJoy to the stripe. Shaw and LaJoy side by side. Randy, I believe, by inches, got him. Oh, what a finish. What a finish. Third win of the year for Randy LaJoy. And has Dale Shaw's stock ever shot through the roof?
Well, he's got to feel good about himself. I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of there with that second.
White flag waves, and Matt Kenseth waves bye-bye to the field. Caution is out. The field is frozen. They'll come around to the checkered flag.
Yeah, the field is frozen right there. I would say the only question would be the fact if the 00 Jason Leffler was in front of Bobby Hamilton Jr. in the 25, that would be basically for 5th position.
The 8th caution of the day is for a car that has stalled down at the inside of turn number 2. We're told that is Clint Boyer.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, we've only got 6 laps to go, and Denny Hamlin is not letting Matt Kenseth get very far ahead.
No, here he comes back on the inside right now.
Here we go. This time by, it'll be 5 laps remaining here at Texas. Kenseth still in front.
Clear low, 5 laps to go.
You know you're seeing all these 2 cars have right now.
Yeah, and 2 very talented drivers, and it's going to be interesting to see just how much room Matt might give him, because the high line has been what's been working for him, but is he going to open that up and give Denny that bottom group?
Guys, we were listening in on Denny Hamlin's radio. Here's what we heard about him in the corners.
It's a little loose with him on my butt. Man, they're killing us on the straightaways. We're murdering them in corners.
So there's Denny and his team on the communications, but right now, both of them, as you can see, all you have to do is log on to ESPN.com, your search word, communications.
See that 17 car wiggle just a little bit off the corner, but he didn't have to get out of the throttle.
Yeah, the 20 car was right on his bumper there, so he was taking a little bit of that air. So Matt's not going to do that this time. He's going to stay up where he can get that run and utilize that power down the straightaway.
Yeah, that upper groove is going to be a big advantage for him, I think, coming here. Just got 3 laps to go.
It seems to work a little bit better down in 3 and 4 for him than it does in 1 and 2, though.
You heard the spotter. 3 laps to go.
He got a good run through the corner there, and he's put just a little bit of distance. And now we'll see if he goes back to the top side here in 3 and 4. And I think that's what, well, he's kind of in the middle, but you see the car wiggle a little bit as he got down into the corner, but he was able to get back to the throttle.
Yeah, he's kind of hedging his bet a little bit. He'd love to just get down there and block that 20 car, but he knows that upper groove's his best groove.
Kenseth has been so good at Texas. 9 top 10s in 11 races at this track. He won in the 2004 race, finished 5th here last April, and he is going to be 1 lap away from picking up another win here at Texas.
You think this Busch race doesn't mean a lot to him? He's driving the wheels off of that thing right now. I mean, he's doing everything he can possibly do, using up all the racetrack to try to keep Denny Hamlin behind him.
Low, clear low, white flag here, white flag.
Well, Spotter's not excited. I sure as heck am.
Well, Bob Jeffries never got very excited, but he's always done a great job. And this is going to be interesting right here. It'll be interesting to see as we get down to turn 3 and 4 with Matt go high and give Denny that bottom groove.
And does Denny Hamlin have anything left for this last lap?
Down the backstretch for the final time into turn 3. Hamlin's going to go low. Can he hold it down there? Kenseth, who's loving that high line. He won at Fontana, doubled up the next day. He's going to do it again. He takes the win here at Texas after spinning early in the race.
The crowd has showed up here in Kentucky, rather sizable crowd. We just about packed last night before the rains came. The pace car is going to be pulling off onto pit road. They'll be completing lap 197 at the green flag. Leaves 3 laps to go, single file, because we're under 10 laps to go. 10 cars on the lead lap, led by Todd Bodine, then Greg Biffle. Tony Raines is 3rd, Scott Wimmer 4th, Scott Riggs 5th, Jamie Murray 6th, 7th, Kerry Earnhardt. Then it's Kenny Wallace, Shane Hall, Ricky Hendrick. Here we're getting set to restart this race.
All right, there's a line up here on the outside wall. It'll be in this area, and that'll be where they're supposed to restart.
All right, so Todd Bodine on the restart. Green flag comes out. Bodine gets a little bit of a jump on the Granger Ford of Biffle as they pour off into turn number 1. Tony Raines finds himself in a battle for the 3rd spot with Scott Wimmer. But Todd Bodine now. Here is Biffle looking to his inside as they move on to the back straightaway.
Biffle got a great run out of turn number 2 there, and Bodine gave him the inside. Bodine didn't have a choice. He was running the outside group. Oh, Todd got up out of the group there. That right there is going to cost him the race.
And they come back down to the line. 2 laps to go. Todd Bodine 2 car lengths in back of Greg Biffle, a gap that is growing. So Greg Biffle takes an opportune yellow flag, may turn it into yet another victory. You know, see out the back view, he's pulling away from Bodine. Biffle locked on the bottom of the racetrack. Todd Bodine not nearly as fast. And then just behind them, you see a battle for 4th spot. Scott Riggs trying to move underneath the Siemens Pontiac. It looks like the Scott Wimmer.
You know, we put a little bit of speedy drive down there. That was the reason they had the caution. I wouldn't be surprised if Todd picked up some of that running high through 1 and 2 on the restart. Todd
Bodine now trying to mount a final challenge. They're down to the stripe. The white flag is now flying at Kentucky. Side by side, the battle for 4th. Wimmer on the outside. Scott Riggs on the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like Riggs will grab the spot. Here are the lead machines coming out of turn number 2 for the final time. Todd Bodine picked up a lot of ground as they hustle down the back straightaway. He'll take one last shot. Bodine now looking to the high side of Greg Biffle. Trouble. Jay Sauter's hitting the wall. The caution flag is out. Here's the lead machines. Bodine on the outside.
Once, twice.
Down to the stripe as they bang. Biffle out of control. And down to the stripe, it looks like Todd Bodine, by 36 thousandths of a second, has won it. They hit once, twice, 3 times, and then again, Biffle's car cocked sideways, and when it did, perhaps the nose of Todd Bodine's machine beat him to the start-finish line.
They announced at Richmond that next year this 6 car will run about 23 races, and Casey Kane, Jeremy Mayfield, and Scott Riggs will be the drivers next year. Dave?
I know, Wally, you thought that wasn't much, but gosh, it's something.
I'm just watching from up here, Dave, and seeing how fast that 66 car is.
Very fast. But they got to cling to something, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
There's always hope.
Yep, 3 to go. We'll see what happens.
Got to get a restart.
Boy, did he ever.
But here comes Biffle.
Yeah, here comes those 4 tires.
Yeah, he's got a full head of steam going now.
Moves to the inside. Kane slams the door.
It's okay to block a little bit right now, but like I said, Biffle's got a good car. He's going to loosen up the guy in front of him, especially if he's not on as good as tires.
2 to go.
And Johnny Sauter sitting back there just watching all this.
And Matt Kenseth is moving right behind Sauter, too. Off of turn 2. Biffle looking at the back fender of Casey Kane. Kane down low.
Check the bottom, bud.
Here comes Biffle looking on the inside. Dead even as they come to the white flag.
Oh, hey, Casey Kane's not going. He's going to run hard on the outside. Biffle, he's still there.
Loose.
He's still there. Oh,
I'll tell you what.
What a job both of those drivers did.
That was impressive.
The beginning of the day, we talked about how this track has earned a reputation for producing close finishes, and here comes another one. Greg Biffle and Casey Kane out of 4 to the line for the checkers.
And Casey Kane has the run.
Kane wins.
Wow. That is a great job. Wow. I did not think Casey Kane could hold them off.
Absolutely perfect.
That was impressive.
We are in overtime, presented by Credit One Bank as they come back to the green flag.
Oh, man. Even launch. Side by side. Look at the 22 went way down the racetrack trying to side drive the 18.
Right here's where Hemrick needs to find a way to get to the gas a little sooner. The 22 takes that momentum.
Side drafting down the backstretch.
Oh, he's going to get loose. The 18 gets a little loose, slides up the track. No contact. But it did move the 22 up the racetrack. He wasn't able to finish the corner, so...
One more time around.
Daniel's still right there. What will he do?
The 2 fighting for the win and the championship. Through 1 and 2. They stay side by side. Now the 18 ducks in behind. One more chance. The 22 in front. The 18 closing the gap. Out of 4. They're side by side. Hemrick's going to win it at the line. Daniel Hemrick just silenced the doubters. He's made his own history. Daniel Hemrick wins. He's the Xfinity Series champion.
You got it.
The lap car is a pick here, possibly.
That's Derek Cope in the 28.
Derek gives him plenty of room, though.
Oh, and Reed Sorensen's going to kick the field goal.
Nice job. And I'm sure that Trevor Bain, I mean, he's very aware of the situation. Reed racing for a championship here.
So you say he'd be trying to take advantage of him? Or?
Well, yeah,
both ways, yeah.
Trevor's probably trying to help his good buddy Ricky Stenhouse in that championship.
Yeah, you can just see that Trevor can't keep his car down where he needs to be able to make that turn and get the good drive off the corner.
Now he's got a good car behind him and Stephen Wallace on fresher tires.
Oh, there we go. Getting a little slam bang. And
Stephen going to take advantage of this.
And then he gets a bump in return. So far, everybody's able to keep him straight.
Stephen probably wouldn't have minded that if I'd have shoved him by Reed Sorensen.
Yeah, but this ain't Daytona. that corner's going to come up awfully quick. So Trevor gets the worst of that deal. Wallace trying to get underneath the 32 of Sorensen for 12th place. 6 laps to go. The lead is 0.3 of a second. Let's check in on it.
Logano has flat run down Kyle Busch here.
Well, we're going to find out if he's going to play clean or if he's going to play rough.
Boy, see, Kyle really had the back end hung out right there. That loose situation they were talking about.
This is Logano's opportunity right here.
That's Joe Nemechek in front of him. Joe is lap traffic. He's 3 laps down in 21st. Side by side, the teammates. 4 laps to go. Nemechek still presents an issue. Can Logano use him as a pick?
Is Logano going to be Mr. Nice Guy? Is he going to take it?
They're going to have to get 3 wide right here.
Oh, a little contact there.
There's your answer.
3 laps.
That's what Kyle was looking for right there. That may be more difficult for Logano. He might have to use that bumper or fender he was talking about now.
2 laps remaining here at the world's fastest half mile. The teammates are duking it out. Kyle Busch looking to make more history. Logano wants a win at Bristol. Who's going to get it? White flag this time by. Half a mile to go. The race is between the teammates.
He's there.
How deep will he go? Side by side. Runs him up. Here they come for the stripe. Who's going to win it?
It's going to be Kyle.
Looks like it's going to be.
Yes, sir. You
Kyle
got
Busch, winning number 50.
Number 50 that makes you the most winning in the nationwide. Good job.
There's Robbie Gordon's car as the driver walks away. Boris has got a good turn 10, Andy.
Yeah, he did a good job getting down in there. I was wondering if he was going to be able to get in there without wheel hopping. That's the key right there. I believe he can hold him off through these next 2 corners.
Remember, it was the last corner of the last lap last year. One little mistake that cost Marcus Ambrose the win and allowed Carl Edwards to go by. Here's Pappas inside of Boris.
He got him.
Boris going to try the crossover.
Clear.
Pappas over the curves. Here comes Boris Said. Drag racing to the finish line, side by side. Who's going to get here first? It is, I think, Boris Said. I think he got him by a bumper.
Unreal. Boris Said wins by a bumper. You're exactly right.
We'll finish there.
2 laps away from career win number 1.
Let's see what this second row does. I really think it dictates the ending of this race.
Contact. Big push from Brad in that inside lane for Denny Hamlin.
The 1 is now connected to the 9.
9 got a little loose there.
William Byron chases down the hill.
Quarter, clear.
Huge rally in the outside lane. William Byron leading at Michigan. Handled like a pro.
And it was intense. Denny Hamlin was putting a little bit of pressure on Byron, bumping him a little bit, trying to throw the rookie off. It didn't work.
Both those guys in the second lane did a good job pushing, but the one actually caught his guy a little bit later down the track.
1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Hamlin's got to run, Adam. Can he get Byron loose?
Right, it's your bumper here.
Yes, he did.
Coming off of turn 2.
Back, look at bottom. Inside quarter. Inside quarter. He's smooth up top. He's smooth up top. Half an hour back.
And here comes Elliott Sadler.
Smooth up top. 2 back to the top lane.
3-man dance for the lead.
Still there inside quarter. Quarter. Keep coming.
Byron hanging on. Hamlin looking inside. Sadler's right there as well. Contact as they come off of turn 4. Back to the checkered flag at the line. Denny Hamlin wins it by a nose. What a finish.
Mark's sitting there saying, look, I got a faster car than you have. I've outrun you all day. Why you want to bump sideways?
Martin down on the flat. Took that car down to the apron. And here comes Benson.
I don't know.
Well, you lose a little momentum, and look what happens.
Getting tight, isn't it?
Yes. David Green's there. Ward Burton 3 wide. Almost. Todd Bodine on the bottom.
Folks, I want you to know this is for the lead now. This is not for second or third place.
Mark got called out of position there, run down on the flat, lost all the momentum, and he's backpedaling right at the moment.
He's done.
Here come all these Busch Series regulars saying we're tired of stealing our money.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Ward Burton went past Gresham, Todd Bodine. Well, where are the Busch Series regulars now? David Green's the only one up there.
No, Benson, the champ.
And Benson, excuse me. And
the champ is second. And the champ ain't done yet, I don't think. I believe when the tires equal out, he'll be in pretty good shape.
You watch the third place car of David Green. He is really getting around this racetrack, and he hadn't won in a while, so he's really hungry for a victory.
He won Nashville with Mark. He's sitting in pretty good shape. You know, Mike Wallace's car was better following than it is leading.
I think you're right.
I think he's picked up a little push in the lead like that.
And I think Benson knows it. Here comes Benson sniffing the lead down in turn 1.
I can promise you one thing. Mike Wallace is using all the racetrack up. He's not giving them a break down the front straightaway to really set him up.
I believe that what Mike did is maybe skid the new off his tires here when he was racing with Mark. Slipped the new off of it.
5 laps to go as they come by.
This is going to be a barn burner, boys.
Already has been.
5 to go, and I'm up on the edge of my seat.
Darrell, where would you want to be in these 3 cars in the lead right now?
You see how Mike Wallace got in the lead, and you see how he stayed there, don't you? That's exactly that's where I want to be.
Well, it's now a 5-6 car battle for the lead.
Boy, David Green almost got in the back of Benson there in the center of the corner. Benson pushed up just a little bit.
Green on the bottom, Todd Bodine drafting along, and Green is not strong enough to make the move in turn 1.
Do you know how many engine failures that 74 cars had this year? None.
3 laps to go.
So what are you telling me for now? Green is really quick getting into 3 over there, but I don't know. Oh, Benson got high off of that corner.
And again, Green just isn't getting off turn 4 as well. Thought Todd Bodine was going to the outside.
Todd Bodine's trying everything now, high and low, to get by David Green. I think David Green's having to hold up just a little bit, getting under Benson, getting into turn 3 over there.
Boy, they're
your bottom, Erno. Let that 72 get you.
Oh, look out, Mike.
You're listening to David Green's radio. 2 to go.
Boy,
here comes Benson.
Oh, 72.
Now, last time by, Mike Wallace was not strong in the middle of this corner, and Benson got right up to him. Here he comes again.
Meanwhile, Todd Bodine moved into 3rd place there. You see him closing in on David Green's back bumper.
Steve Grissom had a run.
That 72 car is quick.
Yep, here he comes on the bottom.
He's getting some momentum on the outside.
White flag.
Man.
Last chance, folks.
Boy, this is going to get mighty close. Come on, Mikey.
Benson's got one chance now, Mike. He's going down into turn 3. He's got one chance, and that's to get on the bottom side.
They're going to be 3 wide.
He's going up top.
Time.
He's got the room.
3
Wallace
wide,
thought he was coming
time.
for the bottom. They are 3 wide. Down to the line. Contact. And Bodine wins it. Is that a race or is that a race? All right. When Mike Wallace and Johnny Benson banged each other all the way to the flag, it took just enough momentum off them. The Todd Bodine pulled a Ronnie Bouchard and snookered him to the flag.
I've seen that act before. Oh, boy.
See Benson's right front there where he got over.
Well, I don't care. It was a great win for Todd Bodine. It's a great run for Johnny Benson, and Mike Wallace drove his heart out.
Yeah,
That's all
great
you can
race.
say.
There's no loser in that 3.
What a deal. I told you that 72 car could win some races with the right people in it.
Yes, you did. Boy, you got smart in the last lap there.
What a finish here at Rockingham.
It was fun, man.
You guys have got nothing to lose. Look at it. You got Spencer leading. You got Mark Martin running second. You got Jeff Burton running third. They came to win the race. They're not racing points. They're not racing anything. They could care less. It's the last race of the season. So they coast down pit road when the checkered flag's being waved. They don't care. They come to win, and I don't think they're worried about it.
They all pitted on lap 115. We were under caution at the time, the third caution of the day, so they had to go 85 laps.
Right now, Jimmy Spencer's passed the car on the outside, and this is really, really hurting him. He lost a lot of distance and time to the second and third place car. He passed Ed Berry on the outside down in 1 and 2. That's all he could do. And look there, how much closer that these cars have been able to get to him.
You can visibly see that interval shrinking. Now I want to see if Ed Berrier becomes a factor for the 60 and the 9. See if he will pull down and let Mark Martin go by.
They cut the distance in half that time from the lap previous. Now, as Mark Martin, it looks like they're going to get lucky and catch him on the backstretch and really not have to break stride in passing the Ed Berrier car.
It'll be 7 laps to go, and you're exactly right, Benny. They catch him on a straightaway, at least a 60 car does. Now, here goes Jeff Burton by the 77. 7 to go as they come by this time. We'll check the interval. It was 71/100ths of a second last time by. We'll see what it is when they come by this time.
64/100ths of a second, so they gain almost a 1/10 of a second on Jimmy Spencer. Spencer, they're close enough now that Spencer's getting nervous, Kyle.
They're close enough now that Jimmy's looking in the mirror and he may be thinking, I need to drive a little bit harder. I need to go in this corner a little bit harder. Spencer's caught traffic twice. He caught the 77 car and the 66 car right in the middle of the corner, didn't know which way they were going to go. If he's got a little bit of clear traffic and begins to stretch it out, or at least maintain it over the next couple of laps, then Mark and Jeff here are going to have to start racing for second place.
Mark Martin started back in 8th position, currently second. 2-time winner in 1998, including the last outing in Busch Series at Atlanta, the Steel 300. And Jeff Burton just glued to the rear deck of Mark Martin.
That time they did not gain on Jimmy Spencer. It stayed, the distance stayed about the same. And with almost a little over 5 laps to go, I wonder, can they all make it on gasoline? Is someone going to run out of fuel? Just there's easy Ed Spencer checking everything out.
Ed doesn't look too easy right now. He looks pretty tense.
They gained another 1/10 of a second on Spencer that time.
5 to go in the season finale. NASCAR Busch Series racing.
It's the second place car, Mark Martin, the Winn-Dixie Ford. The car you're looking behind is Jeff Burton, the track gear Ford. He's in 3rd spot. Jimmy Spencer, the Zippo Chevrolet, is in front.
Matt Kenseth back in 4th, and the 5th place car, the 36 car of David Green. That's the top 5. But there's the top 3 we're looking at with 4 to go. It is Chevrolet and 2 Fords.
Check it out. And Mark, maybe he's been saving these tires for this lap. What do you think, Kyle?
He's pulling out on him right here. He was trying to make a move right there with 3 or 4 laps to go. Maybe Mark's just been sitting there, like you say, saving his tires, saving his stuff. Like we said about 15 laps ago, it's crunch time for Mark and for the 9 car. They're either going to do it or they're not.
Spencer down below the white line that straddles the white line in turn 3.
Oh, here comes Burton. He's making a move on Martin. Oh, he can't quite do it. He has to fall back in line.
But Spencer's loving that, looking in the mirror, seeing them too wide.
He got about a 2-car length jump when they pulled out side by side. Now here comes Martin back.
They got some slower cars in front of them. It could be a flare before it's over with. Have to see Mike Garvey slow. Looks like he's run out of fuel going to pit road. Oh, and Martin gets in the corner a little too hard. Goes up the hill, and here comes Burton. Oh, man.
Now Jeff Burton. Will they have enough time for Burton to have a run on him? 2 to go. They come by. Carl Simmons holds out 2 fingers. They flash by, but the interval now, Kyle, has grown to about 4 car lengths.
Traffic's going to dictate this whole race at this point in time. Mark's just the last couple laps, he drove off in the corner, jumped on the accelerator hard, and it pushed up off. Jeff saw him do it, got a good run on him, and now it's going to be whether Jeff can get position on the 12 car at any point in time whenever traffic messes him up.
Spencer using Bobby Hillen's car as a pick on the inside. He goes to the bottom of the racetrack right on that white line. Here comes Jeff Burton, 3 car lengths. Make it 2 car lengths out of turn 4 as they get the white flag. Make it a car length. Final lap of the Busch Grand National season for 1998. It's a half a car length. Jeff Burton looks to the inside of Spencer.
Boy, Spencer backed off early that time. He did not want to get in the corner too deep. Martin's trying to go on the outside.
Jimmy Spencer's going to make this car seem like it's a double wide trailer being pulled down the highway. It's going to be incredibly wide going in turn 3 here.
41-year-old Jimmy Spencer trying to hold. He hugs that bottom groove. Here goes Jeff Burton trying to sneak to the inside. Is there room? Is there time? They are side by side for the checkered flag, and wow.
Go ahead, Doc. Who was it?
Well, it's Jeff Burton, it looks like. It looks like Jeff Burton may have got a nose by about 3 inches. What a final lap. And what a way as Mark Martin comes up alongside his teammate and waves the thumbs up for Jeff Burton.
Shot Jones have any chance to try and chase him down? 10 to go, and the margin seems to be closing just a bit.
And Mike McLaughlin's moving to the inside of Kenny Wallace, going into 3.
It's just 0.8 of a second now. First to second, McLaughlin makes the move. So McLaughlin in the 34 goes up around Wallace in the 3rd.
It looks like the whole group is catching Dick Trickle here.
I think what David is doing right now is running a very consistent line, not trying to make a mistake. It's catching him one thing, passing him another.
Yeah, Dick's running enough laps in racing there, though. He's just put on cruise control and let them catch me, and then if they get to me, I got a couple more laps I can push it.
But it is now down to about 10 car lengths. Far different than the 2 seconds plus of a short while ago.
Eli, you've watched today. All you have to do is get 1 tire length out of the groove, and you're in trouble. Trickle's trying not to make that mistake. Everybody else is going for the win, so are they going to catch him? It looks like Buckshot is closing in on him.
This is going to be a dandy of a finish. Buckshot Jones in the 0-0. Trickle's lead now basically 1.1 car lengths. That's about it. They are inside of 7 miles to go.
Yeah, I don't think Dick's really backing off as much as everyone had thought he was, because you don't want to. You're getting too close to the end to give up that much space. I think Buckshot's really driving the wheels off of this car.
It'll be 5 laps to go. Next time by for the leader, Dick Trickle.
Randy LaJoy just moved in the 4th spot, getting around Kenny Wallace.
And again, LaJoy just salivating at the thought that the point leader's already in the garage. Where's David Green going to finish? Well, as far as who's still running right now, Green could end up as far back as 31st, 32nd position, something like that.
Yeah, Randy's not saving that car worrying about racing it next week. Randy's going to drive the wheels off it today, too.
Now there's traffic also a factor coming up here.
A big factor. There's no way to pass lap over traffic in the corner, so you have to make your pass before you get down.
And they are going to get into that traffic before we get to the checkered flag.
All right, now all of these men are many laps down. Rodney Combs, the 43. He'll go wide.
See, Trickle trying to get on the inside. There is no outside here.
Around Phil Parsons. Hermie Sadler, the 1. He is laps down.
And Buckshot.
And here goes Buckshot.
Oh, he's trying to get under Trickle.
And Trickle thought he could use Hermie Sapper as a pick.
No.
Oh, and Trickle making that car awfully wide.
Doing what you have to do. He's the lead car. That's his groove if he wants to take it.
This is great racing. Trickle again, wiggles.
Trickle's
oh, Trickle's in the wide.
Oh, he crashed.
Oh, goodness gracious.
He's hard in the front straightaway wall here.
Oh, man. And you know what? This could be, well, is Trickle going to get going? They're not throwing the caution yet. Oh, and now he's got the track locked here on the main straightaway. Still no caution. It's a wide front stretch.
No, he can't steer the car. It looks like he's got a right front wheels that's definitely broken.
Oh, man. 247 laps on the board. There's your leader, Buckshot Jones.
There is no caution.
No caution of the second place man, McLaughlin, is the 34 right behind him. It'll be white flag next time by for Buckshot Jones, running the full Busch Series schedule for the first time this year. That's why the grandstands are packed. You never know in this business.
Just behind this is a big stack up. Dick Trickle's on the back. Got a bunch of the cars slowed up. It's going to be a fight from third on back.
1 lap to go for Buckshot Jones. McLaughlin is in second. Third is LaJoy. Fourth is Kenny Wallace. Fifth is Bobby Labonte. Doug Hevron is in sixth. Now, does McLaughlin have anything here with the final half mile looming ahead? McLaughlin trying to chase down Buckshot Jones, who is in only his 18th race on the NASCAR Busch Series. This is for the win in Milwaukee.
Oh, look at this.
Here comes McLaughlin to the straight. I believe Buckshot got him by 1.5 feet.
If he did, only a foot and a half.
And then McLaughlin crashes at the end of going into one. He hit the inside of the wall.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. He had never finished better than 9th at South Boston. And Dick Trickle is just beside himself.
What you doing? You stay in front of the fastest thing. Keep your mirror.
Check in with Ray Dunlap.
Looking in your mirror, Bubba. You're doing good right there.
Well, Jerry, you're exactly right. Joe Nemechek would be the first repeat winner, but it's not the same car that they used here last year. I couldn't believe they wouldn't bring the same one back, but with different rules in Busch Racing this year, he said this car is a lot more stable than the one last year that they used, and he said it will definitely win today. We'll see.
This car they brought here, the 87 car, was the one that set and still holds the track record here in qualifying 2 years ago, back in 1997.
When these guys got too wide up there a minute ago with Terry Labonte on the outside, that's allowed that second pack to catch up. That second pack has dropped down to the bottom line. And the bottom line for the last couple of laps is...
All right, I'm going to say the same thing. You protect the bottom and watch the 17. Protect the bottom, watch the 17. 2 to go.
Over a dozen cars, inches apart, on 33-degree banks at Talladega. 2 laps to go. Just over 5 miles of racing. Can Joe Nemechek hold it off? Kenseth, the youngster, in the car number 17 in second.
You keep doing what you're doing.
Now, Kyle Petty, where do you make your move with your Matt Kenseth?
You know, Matt's got to have help to make a move. Matt's car's been running right on the bottom of the racetrack. We saw him a couple of times turn left and cut up under people.
Keep doing what you're doing there, pal. You protect the bottom and be in front of the 17. You do the same thing you've been doing. Watch your mirror, stay in front of the 17.
But Nemechek's spotter is exactly right. Protect the bottom and stay in front of the 17, and that's what Nemechek's doing, is protecting that bottom. It's going to take the 17 running up on Nemechek, making him a little loose, making him push up, and then trying to dive to the inside, and the 3 going with him, just like this.
Final lap.
Watch your mirror there, buddy. Watch your mirror.
15 cars, nose to tail, inches apart at almost 195 miles an hour. Nemechek with a challenge from Texas Terry. Labonte up high. Nemechek down low. It's Labonte by half a car length. They are half a mile from the checkered flag. Texas Terry Labonte trying to...
Run him high, Joe, in the
go 2 by 2. I don't have a clue. Well, NASCAR scoring. We'll wait for the official word as they are celebrating down in the Bell South Mobility Pits. That's the Joe Nemechek. But NASCAR scoring is showing the 44 car. We'll try to decipher exactly what happened. That is a typical day at Talladega. And that's why they come here and stand in line for the finish. That's where they came across the stripe. We'll unravel the finish, take a look at the photographs, and visit someone in Victory Lane in just a moment.
Pretty damn close. They've been showing you on the TV the whole time, so you must have won. Well, the last lap goes to the instant replay, not the transponder. Transponder says Terry won, but stop down there, spoiler check.
Looks like a dead heat to me.
Yeah, I don't know that angle, though.
All right, we're a little bit behind the angle, but, man.
The 44 is ahead right there.
The 44 is ahead at the stripe, yeah.
Yeah, the 44 is ahead right there.
The 44's transponder hit first, but I don't know. I wasn't about to call that one.
Maybe the 44's got his transponder in the nose.
Yeah.
No.
Today it's the rookie Tyler Reddick, who won last fall at Kentucky driving for Chip Ganassi, and here teammates helping one another. It appears Alex LeVay in the 36 is out of gas.
Here we go. This is critical. Elliott Sadler's going to give him a big push.
So does Ryan Truex. Nice start by Truex. They're going to be 3 wide before they get to turn 1.
Not wasting any time.
That's the potent 18 car of Daniel Suarez giving a push on the high side.
Really good for Ryan Reed.
That's
Ryan Truex pushing him.
Dead even here, guys.
Hang on to him, boys.
Advantage inside or outside in this situation.
The 16 and 11 broke apart a little bit. This is a solid push. Will be interesting to see what NASCAR has to say about this.
I think
lock bumpers.
I think I see him popping it. I think he was on and off.
Sadler lets him go.
Now he's getting too far in front. Tyler's got to be really disciplined here. Manage these 2 lanes.
Through the tri-oval, got to get to the white flag. Tyler Reddick's been in this situation before. Next flag ends the race, whether it's the checkered or the caution.
This is when you drive the lap of your life to get a trophy at Daytona.
Oh, Tyler's getting really far in front. Elliott Sadler's going to lag back and get a big run here, but we also got the 11 and 24 forming up behind.
Here comes
one back.
Taz Gralla.
He's getting help. Coming to your mirror. Coming to your mirror.
Elliott's going to get position on him. What's the 11
to the inside? Ryan Truex look to the high side. Reddick still out front. Here comes the 16 of Ryan Reed.
Oh, this is going to be a photo finish, guys. We're going to bring this one right down to the line.
Coming off of turn 4. High side of the white car is Reddick. Trying to get his second career win of the season opener at Daytona. But to the inside, it's Elliott Sadler. A photo finish.
Tyler Reddick's going to edge him out.
And Tyler Reddick at the line pulls it off.
Woohoo!